Hello, beautiful people. Come on, let's get happy. That's what this video is about today. But first, I have to tell you that I got my hair cut. Isn't it lovely? I don't usually blow dry my hair or style it, so when I do get it cut, she blow dries it and styles it and it just makes me happy. And I got my summer pedicure and we're good to go for the summer. Anyway, whenever you're watching this video, whether it's summer or winter, spring or fall, this will apply. So come on, get happy. So by the end of the video, it's my hope that you will have a little context about how to do that, even if you wake up grumpy or feeling low vibing. Okay? Deal? All right, so let's dive in. Getting happy. This is kind of the secret of it all. Waking up happy, getting happy, experiencing happiness is a choice. There's no magic pill, really. It's almost like you condition yourself over and over and over again. So how do you create yourself to be on default for happy, right? So a lot of us, our default is, right? A lot of our default is just like negative. Or sometimes our default is distrusting or, just kind of in an annoyed state or fear, right? So first step is to notice what your default is. Now I did this years ago and I started to realize that, oh my gosh, I was someone that really wanted to like seek positivity and happiness, but my default was kind of like a complainer and kind of like a little negative. So I had to retrain myself. And so number one is find your default, right? We always have to find out where we are to know where we're going. It reminds me of going on a road trip way back in the 90s before they had the GPS on the phones and everything. AAA would send us little trip kits, right? I loved those. And you would have the little dot, this is where you are. And then you'd kind of go through the whole route and it'd say, this is where you're going. And each page would give you a map of how to get there. You wouldn't have that map if you didn't actually have where you are in space and time. So where are you in space and time? Find out where your default is. Catch yourself in action. It's a little vulnerable. It's a little uncomfortable to admit that maybe we're not, all that we thought we were at this moment in time, but it's crucial. Find out where you are. Catch yourself in the action and say, this is where I am. I'm being honest with myself. There you are. All right. And so then from there, now where are we going? Right? So I know for me, my whole life, I knew where I wanted to go. Like I really wanted to be happier. I wanted to be a positive, happy person. I went through a lot of anxiety in my life. When I was a kid, they were testing me for all sorts of things. I had an EKG done and stuff. And basically, I just was stressed out. I was having anxiety and they said I was psychosomatic. Really, I think back then, I was just coming into my empathic nature and it overwhelmed me. But back then in the 80s, they didn't really talk like that. So where are you? And where do you want to go? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to live in ecstasy? Do you want to live in happiness? Do you want to just have some inner peace? So where are you going? Just name it. So now you have your point here and your point here. Now what's in between? That's the juicy part, right? The in between is a few things. It's going into our belief systems, right? It's going into limiting beliefs, old programming, and creating new habits, right? New habits are really important. Habits and rituals in place, stacked on ones that you already do, give you a really good baseline to get from here to there, okay? Now, the other thing with it is repetition, okay? You want to stack them onto rituals and routines that you already do, so you repeat them over and over, your new habits. So how do we know what new habit to make? So when you're here and you realize you want to get here, The important part is to, when you are here, when you're in the activity of being fearful, aggravated, negative, catch yourself. Awareness is key. So catch yourself in the action and then ask yourself 2 questions. How old am I being? And why is this important to me? How old am I being? And why is this important to me? These 2 questions will get you into realizing that this is a past program. And 2, you'll realize that the importance is pretty insignificant. So then it's really easy to let it go. And then you can just let your subconscious know, like, we're redoing this. And so a great tool that I love is clear and cut. Okay, clear and cut. So you became aware of the old programming, you became aware of the old belief. So the next thing you do is, I'm clearing and cutting this. And then flip the belief into the opposite. Okay, so if it's fear, and you're walking around like this, just be like, I trust. That's simple. I'm sure your belief, you might be more intricate or something, but just flip the opposite of it. If you are negative and distrustful and complaining, then flip it around. I really trust life. Wow, there's so much beauty in the world. Show me more. Okay, so once you have a new belief system from knowing where you are, catching yourself in the act, the awareness, and then flipping it upside down, now you have a path to get from here to there. And now you just have to repeat it over and over and over again. And then immerse yourself. So as you start to shift and change, you might want to immerse yourself in something different. Your vibration is going to be changing and shifting. And so what you marinate in and what you immerse yourself in is going to change too. So I know for me, I started to kind of weed the garden, and I started to have some boundaries around who I would do things with, who was in my life. I actually had to just say goodbye to some friends, and some family members just not spend as much time. It's just how it goes. If you are committed to your vibration and you're committed to your awakening, then it's just, you're gonna bloom and grow, and sometimes we grow up higher than the flowers here. So we just have to hang out with the flowers that are at this level. It's not really level higher, but it's just, you know what I mean. As you grow and your vibration starts to shift, you're gonna want to align with people and places and things that align with that. So I have a little story for you. I've been trying to plan my 50th trip. And it started out with one, I was like, I don't even think I'm gonna go anywhere. And then it started out being like, I wanna go somewhere. And then someone brought up the Florida Keys because it's, maybe more COVID safe and that kind of thing. And I started to feel into going to Florida. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna go to Florida. And then all of a sudden I was just like, it just felt like a thick wall. It felt dense. And I wanted to make it work for many reasons. It would be just easier, but it didn't feel easy to me. It felt like a dense wall. And I just had to admit that I really didn't want to go there for my 50th birthday trip. And so we were, looking at different things. And then Mexico came up, and then that was feeling kind of weird. And then Cozumel was an island off Mexico. I was like, this is feeling lighter. Okay, let's go there. And then we started looking up things, and I was like, the energy, the vibration, I was like, again, I didn't feel a match. I was like, oh. And then we started to look at some other things, and I realized that Belize was not that much further than Mexico. And that's when everything lit up. I felt the vibrational match. And now we're going to Belize, and I'm super excited. And it feels like a super, super aligned match for me. So don't disregard your awareness when it comes to people, places, and things. As you start to shift and your default mode goes higher in vibration and you're able to sustain a higher vibration, people, places, and things that come your way, you will feel if it's dense and if it's a match, or if it's light and it just feels like, yes, it's like kind of a creative flow. All right, so be diligent, be committed to aligning what's just right, and get out of your head around what's right and wrong about it. Oh, it's family, or it's, you know, it's this friend I've had for 20 years. It's just like, yeah, have that friend, but just know that it might cost you your vibration. Know how much time you could interact with them without, you know, plummeting back into old habits, and just put some boundaries around it. Okay? So let's keep recapping. You're going to find out where you are, right? And you're going to create some awareness by asking the questions, right? Of when you're catch yourself in kind of your default negative vibration mode, you're going to ask the questions, how old am I being? And why is this important to me? And that's going to give you some really interesting awareness. And then you can decide there if you want to cancel and cut it. All right. And then whatever belief system was that default belief system that was there, flip the opposite. Okay. And then start to notice how your vibration is higher more consistently through the day. And then you'll notice that this last step is what people, places, and things feel in alignment with your new sustained vibration. And be willing to choose for that no matter what. All right, guys, is this all making sense? Let me know in the comments. These are tools and practices I do all the time. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to start a conversation here. And if you want more personal kind of one-on-one attention, feel free to sign up for a free discovery call. And we can go over a few things personally for you, and then you can learn about some of the other programs I have going. All right, beautiful being. I hope this was helpful. Join the tribe, subscribe, and click that bell. We'd love to have you here consistently with us. Namaste.